Hello and welcome to Express Drives. I am Arup and we have the 1.5 litre Skoda Slavia with us. Now, there was a time when sedans were looked at as synonymous to prestige or a mark of a person's success. But thanks to the last 6-7 years where the SUVs have raided the market and have ensured that the sedan market has shrunk drastically. But that has not stopped Skoda, because Skoda is now bringing back their sedan DNA, the legacy that made them a force to reckon with in India as well as in the global market. Now, the Slavia technically does replace the Rapid, but it is a bigger car and definitely a lot more tech-laden as well. So the Slavia has its hands full as it takes on the Honda City, the Maruti Suzuki Ciaz, and of course the Hyundai Verna. Now, before we get into the details of the 1.5 litre trim, we have already reviewed the Slavia 1 litre and it is available on our site. So please go ahead, take a look at it and do let us know what you think of the review as well as for the car. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe our channel and please click on the bell to receive the latest information and news in the automotive world. So come on, let's find out if the Slavia can be a segment leader in this sedan class. So Skoda has stuck to its typical design ethos. It looks muscular, it is bold, and you also from some angles or the other might think that it looks like the Octavia, which is a good thing because it looks very premium. And as you can see, it has that typical prominent wide face grille or the front fascia, which comes with a chrome finished frame, which is a very typical Skoda design ethos. Then coming to the headlamps, again it's stretched with the L-shaped LED headlamps with their typical crystalline elements in it. Again, that is in the front and the rear tail lamps as well. So let's take a look at its side profile. Now the silhouette has that typical notchback sort of a look which we are used to from Skoda. Then it has these prominent lines that run across the body, starting from the LED headlamps, which goes all the way to the tail lamps. It's very prominent, it gives that very sporty character. It also gets brand new 16-inch dual tone alloys. They're very classy, extremely sporty looking. So that muscular DNA look that we are used to in German cars, Skoda continues with that, and this will certainly make it stand apart in the category it will be launched in. So now coming to the rear, it has a very clean and uncluttered design. It gets a stretched C-shaped tail lamp which is LED and comes with the crystalline elements. Then a very smart move by Skoda is that the boot lid has been shaped in such a way that it gives you a feel of a spoiler, rear spoiler, and as this is the top of the line variant, it gets a lot of chrome garnishing, like here in the lower lip it gets a strip here. Then even in the windowsill, as you must have seen in the side profile, it also gets a chrome finish there, and same goes also for the door handles. So this is the way Skoda is saying that the Slavia is an extremely premium sedan. So the Slavia's cabin is a special place to be in. It makes you feel pampered, feels premium. The first thing that you notice is the multi-layer dashboard. Yes, it uses hard plastic, but it is solid built. You don't find any panel gaps as you expect from a Skoda. So the top layer is black, and then the mid layer here gets this piano glossy finish, and it's basically a dual black and beige interior. Then you also have this 10-inch floating touchscreen. It comes with all the usual bells and whistles, like it has wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, navigation, you name it, and it has all the works here. It also gets wireless phone charger. It is right here. It is you actually have to slot it here in an angle, and then you know that it's charging because it just beeps on, it just pops up the notification. But for summers, and now that summer is going to start very soon in some parts, it also comes with ventilated front seats, and that is something which I feel is very practical. So the switches are here. That is a wonderful feature. Then moving forward, the driver's console. It's an 8-inch all digital instrument cluster. It has 3 different modes. The switch is here on the steering wheel, and you can change the modes accordingly. It focuses on all digital, just the speedometer, or it gives you a digital but an analog version of the RPM meter, and so on, according to your taste and requirement. What we love about the steering wheel is the way it's crafted. It's a 2-spoke typical Skoda steering wheel. You honestly just can't get bored of it. It looks extremely classy, and this metal polished rotary functional buttons, they are extremely classy, as you can hear the music already playing. Now, this car is the tallest in the segment. It is one of the longest in the segment and also the widest. So what that translates is that it should be a spacious and a comfortable cabin, especially for the rear passengers. So let's take a look and find out if it actually is true. So we're sitting in the back seat of the Slavia, and according to my height, the front seat has been adjusted, and you can see there are acres of knee room, leg room. This is one of the reasons why Skoda wants to get back into the sedan market, because this is the advantage a sedan has over our SUVs. Because in SUVs, leg is usually cramped, but in this case, there is just so much of space. Even if you're sitting in the middle, the floor is not very pronounced, so it is fairly flat. You won't have any issues. It comes with headrest also for the middle passenger. Now, coming to some simply clever functions, now Skoda has also given a pocket over here, so you can put your cell phone right here, or mobile phone. So that is a very practical move. Then Skoda also, according to Skoda, they say that this is the only car that comes with cup holders for the rear passengers. So that again is another practical feature here. In terms of comfort and the seats are wide, they are well structured, and they offer good backrest as well. Especially the lower back is well supported. So as you mentioned earlier, that the design of the Slavia is more or less like a notchback, but if you look at the headroom, for a person of my height, it is more or less okay, but if you're around 6 feet or taller, then you might have to crouch down a bit. Again, it is not a deal breaker in any which ways. Coming to other features in the back, you obviously get rear AC vents and Type-C ports to charge your devices. So what we have forgotten is the advantage that the sedans bring is the big humongous boot space, and the Slavia is no different. It actually has the best boot in the segment. It offers 521 liters of boot space, but on top of that, it's also quite deep. The depthness, it goes inside all the way, and also the loading bay is not very high, so it's convenient, and definitely you can pack a lot of luggage. Like here, we're going to try and put some bags here. Over here we're sliding it all the way back, so in all honesty you can put in like the big strollers, at least 3 of them. So that speaks a lot of volumes about the space of the Slavia. So on paper, the 1.5 litre Slavia definitely looks very promising, with 148 bhp and 250 Nm of torque. But in real life, how does it fare? Well, that's what we're going to tell you. But first thing we're going to tell you is we're not driving the 7-speed DSG automatic. No, we are driving the 6-speed manual, and that is a rare treat, because nowadays powerful sedans, powerful vehicles come with automatic gears only. So this is a treat for enthusiasts. So the 6-speed manual is extremely slick, and the second gear is very flexible. Even below the 1000 RPM, it provides you that grunt, the initial response that you need. So it is great for the city, and it'll go all the way till 6500 RPM. All the gears will hit around that range. That's where they red line. But the third gear, that is where we thought it needs a little bit more of pace. If it doesn't have that initial pickup that you've built up, then on an incline, then within or below 1500 rpm it kind of struggles. So that's where you gotta like shift back to the second gear. But that is the only hitch, and as most of us will be driving in the city, that is never going to be a problem as such. So again, manual gear, we are like extremely happy that Skoda has come up with this option. It'll be very much appreciated by customers, again by enthusiasts sticking to the old school world. Now the engine is extremely refined, and the turbo also kicks in below the 2000 rpm mark. So again, that turbo lag is not that pronounced, so you're not waiting for the power to kick in. So at the low power range, it is responsive. Mid-range is where most of the engines love to thrive, and this 1.5 litre turbo petrol is no different. That's actually where it picks up pace in a hurry. But it's not just about the engine. Now the ride quality and the handling, spot on. Now we have mentioned this earlier in the 1 litre Slavia as well, and we'll also say it again, that it is not as softly sprung, the suspension setup, as the Kushaq, but it is in no way firm. It is in no way a torture for the passenger. It is very accommodating. It is pliant. You do feel a little bit of the bad roads or ditches, but it does not affect you. It still accommodates and supports you. So it is a very comfortable ride, and the balance is spot on. Now in terms of handling, because they have worked on the suspension setup, so it loves taking on corners. It actually attacks corners, and this is a very typical Skoda DNA, that it sticks to the corners. It stays on the tarmac without any hitch. That is the USP of this car. So it's not just power, there are a lot of other elements that Skoda has added, and it is brilliant both on the highway. It remains stable. We all know that Skoda builds world-class cars, but in India their kryptonite has been its high maintenance cost. But ever since they took out the Kushaq based on the same platform, Skoda has said that the maintenance cost has come down to almost 21%. So suddenly it looks like a very good proposition, doesn't it? Well, coming to Slavia, and this one, the 1.5 litre, the one we drove, in terms of handling and capability, again, it is right up there. It may just be the segment leader. So again, there's a lot of space. In terms of technology, it is right up there. Also, safety is paramount for Skoda. The Slavia comes with 6 airbags, multi-collision brake, hill hold control. So it comes with packed features, practical features, and makes sure that this car is extremely safe. Also, just one more point about the engine. Now, the common understanding would be, yeah, it's a 1.5 litre engine, so it'll be quite fuel thirsty. Well, that's not the case, because it comes with active cylinder technology. Now what that it does is it shuts 2 cylinders to ensure that it does not consume a lot of fuel when you're cruising on a highway. So again, in terms of fuel efficiency also, according to Skoda, it will be right up there in the segment. So Skoda has a lot of things going for itself, and the Slavia certainly is an all-rounder. Now it all depends on how they price it. Will it be competitive enough? It should be. And the bigger question still remains is, will the Slavia bring back the sedan culture in India? But in case you are in the market and you're looking to buy a sedan, we suggest that please go ahead, take a test drive and find out how capable this vehicle is. Thank you for watching Express Drives, and please do let us know what you think of this review, and we look forward to hearing from you also what you think of the brand new Slavia, and is the sedan culture really coming back?